I'm happy to be with you today. Today we're going to be talking about how to get someone to fall madly in love with you and why it's not nearly as hard as you've probably been making it out to be. But first, do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon if you'd like to be notified of when new videos are released. Also, I am available for one-on-one coaching if you'd like to do a session with me, veronicailes.com. Okay, so back to the video. Having someone fall madly in love with you. Maybe this is an ex that you're trying to attract back. Maybe this is a specific person, a crush you've never been in a relationship with. Maybe it's someone who you've just gone out on one date with. All of these scenarios will work. It could be friends with benefits, long distance relationship. Any of these situations work. Your energy is super powerful, and the feelings and the thoughts that you are giving out are going to place the foundation of exactly how this person is going to respond to you, react to you, and whether or not they're going to want to be with you. So if you want this person to be madly in love with you, not just in love with you, but madly in love with you, then you absolutely can have it. You can attract it. It doesn't have to take a year. It doesn't have to take 2 years. It could take 20 minutes. It could take no time at all. So start getting into this feeling of deserving love and being able to receive it. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is get out of this desperate energy that you're probably currently in. Whenever we notice an area of lack, we tend to fixate on it and thus create more lack. You're trying to create abundance in this situation. You want this person to adore you, become obsessed with you, want to know what you're up to, be with you. And you can have that. But it's stepping out of this energy of lack and creating a sense of abundance. So how do we do that? Well, number one, we stop trying so hard. You don't want to create a frenzied or anxious energy. If you keep trying, then what you're saying is, I don't have what I'm seeking. It's constantly remaining out of my reach. I'm trying to grab it, and I just can't get it. Instead, you want it to freely come to you. Sort of like a bee going to honey or a magnet just attracting to the other one. And this person can be attracted to you in that way. What you really need to do is start becoming mindful of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're focusing on when you imagine this person. So I want you to take a few moments right now to really honestly ask yourself, when this person comes to mind, what is the very first thing that I think of? I'm going to give you a few examples. When you think of them, the very first thing you may think of after imagining them is, why haven't they called? Why don't they want to be with me? I bet they're off with some other girl doing this amazing thing and she's so much better looking than I am. Now these are all really negative statements. Now, whenever we think of someone, we usually have a go-to first statement that we think of. Usually it's lack, especially if we're trying to attract something. So what you're going to want to do is change your reflex statement. That is the statement that you immediately think of when you think of this person, and you're going to want to change it. Let me give you some more empowering and better examples. So when this person comes to mind, you're going to reframe it. And you're going to say, maybe they're thinking of me right now. The reason why I framed it as a maybe is because if you say they're thinking about me right now, that might feel like a lie, especially if your go-to statement has been, they're ignoring me, they don't care. So if you suddenly change it to a bold statement like suddenly that they do care from they don't care, it's going to feel like a lie. You don't want to have a statement that feels like a lie. You want to have a statement that feels approachable, that feels possible. So I'm a real big fan of the maybe, or the what if, or wouldn't it be lovely, or possibly. Just something that piques your interest, something that gets you out of that usual go-to statement that you've been existing in. And you might have been existing in this go-to statement for a really long time. Sometimes even years if you've been trying at this for a long time. You want to break this trend. You want to suddenly go to a go-to statement that's much more empowering and much more in line with what you want to receive. Because your tomorrows are going to be based on whatever the foundation is that you're giving out right now. Now, you give out energy by thinking thoughts, by making judgments, by making statements on life, on what you think is possible, what you think is possible for them to do, what you think is possible in your own life. So of course this person is going to come to mind. I don't suggest to try to forget about this person because that's kind of going to create resistance and going to create anxiety in you because you're going to all the time be trying to forget them, and that doesn't work. You're going to think of them because they're important to you. But when you think of them, the first statement, the first idea, the first imagining after that has to be something empowered. It has to be something strong. It has to at least suggest the possibility it's something strong. So even if we can just kind of ditch the usual go-to statement that you've been having, and like I said, usually when people are struggling to attract a specific person, to be in love with them, they're usually thinking negative go-to statements like, why haven't they called? I bet they're off doing something amazing and I'm not there. Or this idea of if they're happy right now, they don't need me. So we're going to try to change those statements. So what I want you to do is I want you to start being aware of your thoughts. I'm not asking you to control your thoughts. I'm not asking you to micromanage your thoughts. I'm asking you to just create simple awareness, simple mindfulness. Once you become mindful, then you can better reshape your feelings and your thoughts and your energy to support more of what you want. So your reflex statements, for example, maybe you send them a text message and they don't respond. You don't want the first thing to come to mind to be, oh, well, they don't care. They're ignoring me. They're with this other person. They're off doing something wonderful and they're excluding me. Instead, try to change it to something like, well, maybe they just haven't seen the message yet, and when they do, they're going to respond right away. Or maybe they are pausing for a moment to say just the right thing to me. Maybe they're constructing their response. Something that's just a little bit more empowering. And like I said, you don't have to reach to these bold, huge statements. Instead, reach to something that's just a little bit more accessible towards the goal that you really want. Because you want this person to be in love with you. You want this person to be addicted to you, obsessed with you, give you their heart, everything. You can absolutely have that. Remember, the energy that you are giving out is what is going to shape your tomorrows. So you're going to want to try to choose carefully, try to choose wisely, try to choose bravely. And it's definitely going to pay off for you. This works. Now, I hope that this technique could help. I am Veronica. Feel free to email me at veronicaisles@gmail.com. My website where you can get one-on-one coaching is veronicaisles.com. I do have 5 ebooks available on Amazon. I'll list that link below. And I do have 2 awesome manifesting planners available on my website. And do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Have a lovely and amazing day. And I hope that this could help.